The British intelligence estimate is a little bit higher than ours, closer to 500,000 deaths, which is stunning. So, but I think, our general sense is we're in the ballpark.
In the ballpark. What does it also tell you about the state of this war, right? And how much longer Russia can actually continue, especially with losses of that magnitude?
Yeah, and also, it is worth noting, as we've seen in CNN video clips, that Russian cities are now being routinely hit by drone strikes and long-range missiles. Moscow, St. Petersburg, Crimea. That's a very good question. It's one that's impossible to predict. What I will say is Vladimir Putin is feeling the pressure right now, the economic pressure from this war dragging on and the fatalities, which is, I think, why he's looking to respond in some way that, as you noted at the beginning of this segment, President Zelensky is predicting large-scale Russian attacks against Ukraine over the next 24 hours.
So Ukraine, right, under attack in this very moment, right? And Zelensky says they're anticipating ballistic missiles. The drone attacks are already underway. When it comes to the losses for Ukraine, the numbers are smaller, as we noted, about a third. Ukraine's population, though, is also much smaller. Where do things stand for Ukraine at this moment?
Well, Ukraine does face what we call a manpower disadvantage. The Russians have a much larger population, more forces they can draw on, and a much larger population base. The problem Ukraine has is that it has to have this discussion about, does it lower its conscription age right now to something closer to 18, which is where the U.S. was when it was in World War II, for example. Plus, it's struggling with munitions shortfalls as well. So Ukraine has a couple of different problems it's going to have to deal with.
What are the chances that Ukraine sees any additional support coming out of next week's NATO summit?
Well, Erica, that's a good question. I know there's been a lot of discussion from NATO countries, particularly European NATO countries, of continuing to provide more air defense capabilities and more components for drones and missiles, the ones that we're seeing strike Russian targets in cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg. I think that's going to be a big part of the conversation. How much the U.S. wants to provide, that is a big question mark.
Rescue workers in Kyiv are desperately searching through the rubble in the wake of a massive Russian attack on the capital. The overnight bombardment included nearly 500 drones and more than 70 missiles. It lasted 11 hours and killed 21 people. The attacks came amid a stunning new estimate from this war, now in its fifth year. The Center for Strategic and International Studies says Russia has suffered a staggering 1.4 million casualties from this conflict, including close to 500,000 dead soldiers. And while the Ukrainian losses are much lower, the numbers are still horrific, with up to 600,000 casualties, including at least 125,000 casualties. We get more now on this latest attack in Kyiv from Nada Bashir.
The moment of impact, and yet
That was a speech I meant. It's a speech. The speech. Why do I hear my mic? Oh, I hear my mic. I hear my. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. 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 Oh, it's because I have this monitoring thing on. Oh, that's why I was able to. Oh, sorry about that. It's because I had this. Oh, sorry. I use OBS on my thing, and I was like, why do I hear? I guess I enabled monitoring on OBS. Sorry about that. I could hear myself twice. Sorry about that. I was like, man, I'm going crazy. I was afraid there. It's big news today. Can I watch Raiders? Oh yeah, happy 4th of July to America's 205th birthday. I watch MS Now. I'm gonna watch MS Now. Getting recorded. Oh shoot, I wasn't even recording. I'll start recording now. I know over 4 people passed away for these like heat wave. There was a heat wave in Europe. Like 4,000 people passed away. Trump's gonna speak, but I don't know what time he's gonna speak. I have no idea what time he's gonna speak, so like and subscribe if you guys haven't. Like and subscribe to not Hector's News and Politics. I guess that's not what the channel's called anymore, but you guys get the picture.